Hey, everybody out there in Buckland. This is Matt from OKC from the Buck Wild Show. We got some news. We got stuff breaking loose right now that, wow, if you're in the car, you want to pull over and talk to us.
Hey, guys.
What's going on? I got Rick Hughes from Buc AF with us, and maybe we'll have some other of our hosts join us later in the program as they get the link distributed around to the other guys. Yeah, Rick couldn't get to a studio. He's having to do this while he's driving, I guess. So I'll let him say whatever we need to say to get started here.
Well, guys, if you haven't heard the news, and it is big news, Bruce Arians has stepped down as head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. His position is being filled by Todd Bowles. Bruce Arians is going to the front office. My personal thoughts, or what goes through my mind, very quickly, I'll give you this. He's been absent from the owners' meeting. Whereas, all the other coaches were there. He was not a part of the coaching picture, etc. I think there was something going on. I have no idea. You don't want to, you hope it's not his health. But for some reason, he has decided to retire from coaching and move into the front office with the Bucs.
That's amazing.
Yeah, details. I'm sure they're all going to come flooding out. I'm sure rumors and all kinds of things are going to come. But holy crap, guys! Yeah, that happened. None of us were certainly expecting this. Yeah, Bruce Arians.
I wonder if it's his
down.
heel, if his ankle Achilles injury.
I can't imagine that would stop you from coaching. I mean, he's been riding around in a cart for how long?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, he had the heart thing too, right? And cancer.
And so you got to hope it's not health, but you got to wonder. You also, all the rumors that have been going around about, are there issues with Brady? Are there not? We're going to find all that stuff out. But, wow. I got to tell you, there's a certain amount of guys, maybe I shouldn't say, there's a certain amount of excitement, in the sense that we're not going to lose Todd Bowles, which
I hope that's the best thing that could have happened out of the whole deal is him taking over. He's ready to go. That was a little
scary. Bruce Arians was not as much of a hands-on coach. He wasn't there as much as, you hear of a lot of coaches, they're there first thing in the morning, last one's out of the building, et cetera, et cetera. That was not a Bruce Arians kind of thing. And he let all of the coaching staff do what they do. I find it hard to believe, with him being missing from the owners' meetings, that this is something that happened overnight. I think something's been going on. I don't know what it is, whether it was a disagreement in philosophy. I doubt it, because he's moving up to the front office, but that could just be window dressing. You just don't know. We don't know anything yet. We're going to have to find out.
The good news is Todd Bowles is taking over. And
yeah,
we've said for the last couple of seasons, we want to see him in succession when Arians decides to retire. He'd be the natural fit. Hopefully he doesn't get picked up by another team and become a head coach, which he deserves to have happen. So at least we're that much right.
And exactly. And by the way, for the comment that was that's made, Ron Heasley commented, "Why not Todd Bowles?" Or no, it wasn't Ryan. I'm not sure who it was. Somebody said, "Why not Todd Bowles?" Why not Byron Leftwich?
That's obvious.
No, well, right. I mean, experience, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So,
I don't agree with. I don't think Leftwich is ready, especially for this team.
I have no idea.
He's going to be in a primetime environment here. Unless Brady goes to Miami, which who the hell knows? That maybe that's going to come back to life again. But
We don't know the story, guys. We don't know what the deal is. We don't know. Everybody's talking, and I see you guys in the comments. I see you guys making, all kinds of comments about his health is declining, and he's been feeling more exhausted. We don't know anything, guys. We have no idea what happened. Somebody else saying, "I told you Brady wanted him gone." No, like any of us know what was said behind the scenes. Look, he's been out. He's been away for a little while now. He didn't go to the coaches meeting. Leftwich is the offensive coordinator. Guys, there's very little upsetting the apple cart here. If somebody says Brady forced him out, we don't know that, guys. We don't know that Ashton Smith says Bucs suck. What are you doing here, dude? The exit door is right behind you. Don't let it hit you in the ass on the way. Oh, you know what? Let it hit you in the ass. I mean, come on, man. Seriously, wait, you got no time? Really? You need attention that bad? Mama didn't hug you? But
Oh, my Lord.
I mean, guys, it couldn't have happened at a better time. Let's say that first.
Right. We still got all the offseason to manipulate things
right.
They need to be done.
Right. They still have
we
time.
got time to hire too if there's a slot or two that comes open that we need to get filled.
Yes. Perhaps there was a power struggle. Perhaps this was more. The fact that Arians was not at the owners' meeting, to me, I had a hunch something was going on. I wish our boss could hop on right now and join us and talk.
He was here and now he's gone.
Yeah, I made the comment. I really believe there was some reason, something going on. I don't know if it's health. I don't know what the deal is. I know we'll know. We will obviously know very quickly what the deal
they'll
is.
have this all put together as a production piece tomorrow, I'm sure.
Right.
Introducing and explaining and whatever. And, and those people that say Leftwich should be the guy, why? He doesn't have the credentials that Todd Bowles has. Just look at the resume if it's laying on your desk.
Yeah.
It's not apples and apples.
And thank you to Bruce Arians for the best years we've had as Buccaneers. All right, everybody, stop with the talk. Stop with trying to badmouth him regarding Brady. Stop with trying to make it sound bad. Stop trying to make bad out of it. Guys, keep this plain and simple. He gave us the best years we've had as an organization. Okay? He's got us. When he left, we were in the perfect situation to move forward. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. Look, I don't know. Maybe there were different draft philosophies coming up. The draft is in 2 weeks. Maybe there was a little bit of a struggle. Who knows? Maybe Jason Light wanted to do one thing and B.A. wanted to do something else. Maybe we really don't know.
Well, here's something people got to take in consideration. He's 70 years old sometime this season.
Yeah.
So, and he's had health problems over the last 20 years.
Right.
They're severe. When you have to go through cancer, and he had some kind of heart issue when he was at Indianapolis, I think it was.
Yeah.
And, a body can only do so much. And last year he was walking around with an Achilles injury that he refused to have surgery on. That would be something if he refused to have surgery and it just won't rebuild itself otherwise.
Well, yeah, I doubt. I don't think that's going to keep him from. I don't think the Achilles. You got the best doctors. I don't think the Achilles is the deal here. But to Rob Schramm, I see your comment out there. Thank you, Coach, for all you have done for our team. I think that's the right comment right now. Thank you, Coach Arians, for everything.
Absolutely. And you know what? His fingerprint's going to be on this team for a while because he changed the format in the NFL with I give him a hard time, 159 coaches for 52 players. And that was his baby. And it worked. It went right to the Super Bowl the first time around and halfway there last time. So he's done some things that are going to be kind of like Al Davis's way of thinking back in the old days with the AFL that are going to be fingerprints on the league for years and years to come. So
yeah, well, and I do hope, guys. I hope we get some of our other folks in here, and I hope our fearless leader hops back in here, because I think that's that's something we I'd really like to hear what he has to say and what he's reading. He's the one who broke the news to me. I'm out of pocket. I've been out of pocket for basically a month or so, just about, where just work has been pulling at both ends for me. It's been a crazy time, and y'all know how that goes. And yes, I get a phone call just saying, "What are you doing?" Basically, have you heard the news? And I'm like, "What news?"
Well, just to let people know how this works with us at Bucs Report, Rick called me on my phone, and I was about half listening to it because I was watching a movie in one eye and doing something else with the other. And he rattled off, "Put this in the thing. Bruce Arians retires. Todd Bowles takes over head coach." And I said, "Okay, I'll do that. Let me write it down. What did you just say?" And he said it again, and then it was like, "Holy mother!"
Yeah. Well, wait, what did he just say? Yeah.
So yeah, we had to slam everything together at last second. So there's some production quality that's not here tonight, but you're getting the news. The news is we got a new head coach and we got a new front office GM helper guy. Maybe it'll be the draft people,
Yeah, you know what, Matt? Can you copy the link and put it in chat?
Yeah. Let's see.
Let's do that. Let's do that and open it up and let people air what they have to say.
It's easier to type criticism than it is to say it out loud, though.
Well, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, you guys come on and talk to us. But for everybody who's got bad things to say, shut up. I mean, like Mr. Ram's house out here. What are you doing here, buddy? Seriously, you just won a championship. You should be celebrating.
Well, he needs to, because he won't see another one. They're trading that team all over the league.
Yeah, that people like that crack me up. Yeah, just cracks me up. But I mean, I know this. When we won the Super Bowl, I wasn't going to Rams sites to try to figure out who to talk to or give opinions to or whatever. So yeah, guys, I mean, this breaking news, I'm sure probably during the course of this whole thing, we're going to hear more as far as, there will probably be more news coming out and more specifics. The fact that it's breaking right now tells me they got all their ducks in order and we're ready to go. We're ready to make the announcement. This is, I doubt this is, look, could Brady have gotten in a power struggle? Possibly. Look, Arians is a my way or the highway kind of guy. Okay. Absolutely. He may have wanted to do one thing. Jason Light may have wanted to do something different. It may have been Brady. It may have been the coaching staff. It may be Arians' health. It may be Arians just said, "Holy crap, I don't want to do this again." It could be a lot of different things right now. So we're all just along for the ride.
Yeah, and the front office doesn't travel every week. So that's something too.
Right, but he didn't go to the coaches meeting, which tells me something's been up. I brought this up to our leader, to the dude. I brought this up to him a few days ago, that I thought that it was a little odd that there seemed like there was something going on when he didn't show up for the owners meeting. So, I don't know, because I've been out of pocket. I don't know. It's funny how stuff like this goes on. And as y'all know, I haven't been on much at all over the last month. I've been out of pocket with work, and all of a sudden, what happens? Something like this breaks, and I feel like I'm behind, trying to catch up, playing catch up. So, I mean, I don't know. As Harold Tisma says, the different emotions this off season, and that's
this is like we're in a Buccaneer turmoil that's classic, though.
Well, it's not. I don't know that it's turmoil, because this is.
Well, it's going to be something. It's not like it was yesterday. So
no, but I don't feel like there's turmoil. I still feel like the team is solid together. Everything is fine. it's not. I don't feel like, oh wow, this is a radical upheaval within the organization. I just don't.
No,
I mean,
no, it's like I said earlier, it's probably the wisest way to go about it, and it's the right time of year. It's not as bad as it could be. It would have been better if he'd have just said at the end of last year, I'm just going to move to the front office and we're going to restructure everything and let it go that way. But whatever. We still got Brady. We still got all of our players that have re-signed. We've got all the normal stuff going on from the free agency period. And by all accounts, we're doing quite well with it. So that part's working out. The only difference is the guy with the red pen isn't going to be in charge anymore. So Byron Leftwich and Tom Brady don't have to worry about their homework getting.
well, if that was really ever an issue, and we don't know, and that's my point about no more conjecture about all of that.
Yeah,
okay, we don't know. I mean, I absolutely love Tim Witherspoon's comment. I heard BA was going to Miami. I mean, let's get that started now. So
yeah,
I mean,
he's gonna head off to Miami, and we're gonna get 2 number ones and a 2,
which they don't have, by the way, because they traded him for what's his name, Tyreek Hill. Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if there's differing strategies in the organization. I mean, this is one thing when you have a head coach like Bruce Arians, who delegates a lot of responsibility, you end up with a lot of chiefs, right? And you can end up with one guy thinks you should do it this way, another guy thinks you should do it that way. Everybody's trying to get along, but next you go to Harold Tisma, who says, "What's next?" Oh boy, what's next? Todd Bowles is what's next, and
that's a great place to be.
Yeah. I'm okay. I'm good with this.
He's got the more complete roster right now, I think.
Well,
the defensive side of the ball.
This is the one thing I want to make clear to Bucs fans is the Bucs right now are sitting in a position where they definitely have the ability to possibly be better this year than they were last year. Okay, yeah. They've got. Who knew when Ali Marpet retired? I mean, there weren't a lot of guys that were better than Ali Marpet, and yet we got one at that position. Okay, thank you, Jason Light.
And he's familiar.
For a 5th round pick. And, I mean, the thing is, now I feel like, the thing is this, we're never going to hear anymore. The one good thing is we're never going to hear anymore about possible rifts between BA and whomever. Okay, look. If you look at his history, BA's history, BA is somebody that the players tend to love playing for.
Right.
I just don't see that as not being the case. I think all the players, I mean, I think there's probably it's gonna probably come out that there are health reasons. I don't know. I mean, we're gonna find out, but I'm guessing that's what's going to happen. This is a classy organization by a class. This is a classy move by a class organization that has positioned itself to be able to weather a situation like this. And then, guys, how many other teams could you have? The head coach is gone. Okay, we'll just put this other guy in who's a head coach who, I mean.
You give Todd Bowles the opportunity with the management that he's got to work with here, the administrative people that are putting every bit of their effort into the team and not trying to, shortchange people or whatever it happened to him in New York. He's got a much better opportunity here, and he's already shown as a defensive coordinator that he's good as a head coach. I mean, last year, for those of you who didn't remember, we had almost the entire secondary out at some point, and some of them for a long period of time, 2s and 3s to force them to fill in spaces that they weren't ready to play yet, but they learned to be ready to play because they got regular time. And we still made the playoffs, and we were that close to winning in that last game against the Rams. So it's not like how Todd Bowles is going to be starstruck or shell shocked getting in that position and not know what to do. And the defense isn't going to look at him and say, "Oh no, we got a different coordinator now because our head coach is our old coordinator." He's going to still have hands on. I think what will happen is the defense will become more predominant, like it was in 02 and 03, 01, that era where the defense was the strength. And we can take a lot of pressure off of Brady by having them step up and making Brady just be reasonable.
Well, I think I think if there was any, please, everybody underline this. If there was any sort of a power struggle going on, there's not anymore. Okay.
Exactly.
Now we can go about the business of football. If there was any kind of power struggle. Now, guys, that's a big if, okay? And everybody who wants to jump on board and be critical and say this kind of stuff, I don't see that, okay? Look, when you go through times of change, sometimes it's unexpected. Guys, something happened. Okay? Something happened. Whether it is BA's health, whether it was a power struggle that was going on, who knows, between Brady or Light or BA or whoever. Okay? We don't know what the story is at this point. The story could be anything right now. He's moving to the front office, so you got to think it's not that bad of a battle, whatever's going on. If Bruce Arians was all pissed off and he was basically losing his job because of a power struggle, he probably wouldn't go to the front office.
No, they would have put him somewhere else. Teresa Baxter kind of said that earlier in one of the comments I posted up here on the screen, that's not a move you make. If she was in human resources too, people, so she knows how this stuff works. So anyways, to move from the front of one division and make basically a lateral move or less, it could be below where he was, to be in the front office for to stay with the organization at that level. If there was a problem with him personality wise, or he was bucking heads with Tom Brady and Byron Leftwich couldn't handle the work or whatever nonsense you want to throw out there, they wouldn't have put him in that position. They'd let him take a walk. They may have said, well, then you're going to retire. And he goes and retires again just to save face. But that didn't happen. They want to keep him around. So we got to look at that as a positive. I think Tom Brady coming back was a blessing all of a sudden, more so than it was a month ago, because I didn't think the coaching staff was going to change at all. But we're going to go through a little bit of turmoil, is probably not the right word, but there's going to be some upheaval.
There'll be some changes.
Realigned. But I think I think we're in good hands. That's what I was looking for, one of the comments that was in here. But yeah, it couldn't have happened at a better time, and it couldn't have panned out the way it did with the personnel that swap places or change places in the organization.
Yeah, Corin King Brown has the right comment here. I think it covers it. It says, I think Tom Brady and Byron Leftwich will run the Bucs offense, and Todd Bowles as head coach still run the defense, but you still have to hire a new defensive coordinator, or you move up one of the million coaches that the Bucs have. They already have more coaches than players, I think. So somebody will step into that wink, wink role, or Byron says he's going to do both. I mean, that's possible.
Todd, you mean?
Or yeah, Todd says he's going to do both. That's possible. Yeah. I don't know. To Ben Cornett, you don't want to hear me sing, brother. You don't want to hear me sing. So, but yeah, I mean, guys, we don't know. So everybody acting like they know. No, you don't. You don't right now.
Maybe Scott Smith or whatever, the guy from Buccaneers.com.
Yeah.
he might know something because he's in the hallway listening to them yell at each other or whatever the hell's going on. But nothing's going on that hasn't already been announced. That they're only letting out so much at a time.
Right.
And the NFL Network's going to get on it here soon. I'm sure that's going to be you either have Brady at the head or Brady is the cause, and they're going to have some kind of thing to say about it here. Shocking moves. And tomorrow's breakfast over the morning NFL show should be interesting.
Yeah.
Because they got their little round table and they'll all have their 10 cents to put in there. Maybe I'll put my DVR so I can watch it, but tomorrow's the day we're going to know more. I don't think we're going to know anything else tonight unless sources say, which if that's the case, then just ignore it.
So, yeah, the one thing I do want to say, Bruce Arians, to anybody who wants to say anything bad about him, to any Buccaneer fan out there who wants to talk bad about him, shut your face. Listen, he was 80, 48, and 1 as the head coach with Arizona and Tampa Bay. Okay, 80, 48, and 1. The dude can coach. All right, so yeah, I mean it's look. Brady came back. You didn't hear Bruce Arians saying no, that's not good. Look, Tom Brady's statement. Let me read this. Thank you, BA, for all that you have done for me and our team. This is from Tom Brady. Okay, let me start again. Thank you, BA, for all that you have done for me and our team. You are an incredible man and coach, and it was a privilege to play for you. You are a true NFL legend and pioneer for all of the work you have done to make the league more diverse and inclusive. Smart, tough, and loyal are a few of the words to describe your style. I'll always remember the conversations we had when you recruited me 2 years ago, and all of the things we discussed came true 100%. We all benefited from your leadership and guidance, and I'm so proud of everything we accomplished. You were a huge part of the decision to join the Bucs, and I am forever grateful. I'm so happy you will spend the much-deserved time with your loving and supportive family that has given so much to our communities. Congratulations on an amazing coaching career, but more importantly, how you positively impacted me and everyone else in the game of football. And Bruce Arians replied with, "Thanks, brother." And he put a little with a little drink emoji, like he's raising a glass to him.
There you go.
I mean, Tom Brady and Bruce Arians are kissy face on social media. Again, what does that mean? I don't know.
Ian Rappaport put on Twitter that Bruce Arians really made a fascinating decision. Tom Brady comes back to the Bucs and he knows they'll be good. Rather than have Todd Bowles take over a bad team or one in transition, as it would normally be, he chooses now to pass it off so that Arians made sure Todd Bowles will coach a good team. I think that encapsulates everything.
Yeah, I agree. And by the way, credit to Pewter Report for this comment. This is a comment from Pewter Report. We at Pewter Report have written about it before. Defensive coordinator Todd Bowles was going to succeed Bruce Arians as the next Bucs head coach. Tampa Bay has now hired 4 black head coaches, which is the most in NFL history by far. Go Bucs. Go Bucs. Things to be proud of. We've had a lot to be not proud of in our organization, but but I'm proud. Greg Allman is saying no word yet on who takes over as the Bucs defensive coordinator, though Ian Rappaport said it's likely to be shared by defensive line coach Casey Rogers and inside linebackers coach Larry Foote.
Larry, I think I recognize that name. The thing with these administrative coaches that are below the coordinator level, I can't keep track of them. There's a million of them on every team. Every once in a while,
more than any of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And some of them you actually recognize it. I don't know if that's good or bad if they've been around the league and never stuck anywhere. I see Ray Kennedy popped in. Let's see what Tampa Bay Rays got to say.
There we go. And let me add this real quick. Jay Glazer tweeted, Bruce Arians told me once that he knew Brady was coming back, that once he knew Brady was coming back, he started thinking that he could step away and leave Todd Bowles in a great position. He said there was a rule they needed to clarify, which they got this week at the owners' meeting, which led to the timing.
Okay, well that makes sense. So,
Hey,
Ray, are
Ray.
you there?
What's up, fellas? Can you hear me?
Yes,
I can hear
sir.
you now. Good.
I'll tell you what. I was thinking about Bruce tonight too. I was thinking back to where I was just talking last week about how Bruce Arians, when he was quarterbacks coach with Peyton Manning back in 1998, and he was using old tape of Steve DeBerg, the old master of master of the hand tricks with the play action, and teaching him how to teach Peyton Manning how to use that effectively. And he always did use it so effectively. But I'll tell you what, Rick, you summed it up for me right there when you thanked him. This is a guy that the league didn't want to give a chance. He didn't play by the politics. Took over for Chuck Pagano when he was out with cancer with the Colts that year. Took the team, won Coach of the Year. Finally gets that breakout in Arizona. Even took them a minute, but Steve Keim and Bidwell bring him out there, and then we get him out of the booth, and he comes back here, and he just got this. Him and Jason Light just got this franchise going in the right direction. But how can you be anything but grateful for a guy like that?
Absolutely, and this is further reason Jason Light should be the NFL Executive of the Year. Once again, look, something happens. It's like, oh no, you pull a pin, throw a grenade in the middle of a team, and yeah, we're fine. We got Todd Bowles to step in.
Yeah, and that was the first thing I went to before I even saw the news break here just a little while ago on Bucs Report that Todd Bowles is the coach, and it is not a knock on Byron Leftwich. I still think he could have did good things in Jacksonville. I still think Byron's going to get his shot, but Todd Bowles' situation in New York when he was with the Jets, he had a bum deal with the way that team was falling apart from a personnel standpoint. And now you got Todd Bowles locking it down, keeping it. You're going to keep most of your coaches together. It's a tight crew that's been together. Harold Godwin and Todd Bowles, they go all the way back to Temple. They go all the way back to Temple with Coach Arians when he was coaching there. And so the continuity is still there. I'd like to know what Tom Brady's thoughts about all this are. And I don't think it's a bad thought. I think it's something.
Well, I don't know if you heard me read it. I just read his thoughts.
Right.
Tom Brady posted about this. I don't know if you had if you were able to hear it or not.
No, I didn't.
What?
Go ahead.
Okay, let me see if I can dig it up again here. But yeah, he just posted about this. Brady did. Shoot, I'm trying to dig it up again. Sorry, I
no,
turned
it's okay
away.
if you don't. In the meantime, while you're finding it, I go back and say, Christine Arians, the sweetheart that she is, a coach's wife, the life of a coach's wife. They got to keep themselves pretty entertained a lot of times because they give up as much as the coaches do for the time and the sacrifice that it takes to coach these teams. And Christine and Bruce. I know Bruce is probably going to still be over at the old Memorial there in Tampa tomorrow, probably playing around at golf. I love to see that he's going to move into the front office. I think even with the Achilles injury last year, guys, I think we all would agree the fire was never going to leave Arians, just like the fire was never going to leave Tom Brady. But Bruce Arians was looking like, he was still doing a great job, but he's always been a delegator. He delegates to his coaches because he trusts his coaches, and I think it's a great thing to have him moving in the front office. The competitiveness that still is a Bruce Arians working with Jason Light, the Buccaneers still benefit from this, and I just think that's a great thing.
Yeah, here you go. Here is Tom Brady's statement one more time, folks. Tom Brady's statement on this. Thank you, BA, for all that you have done for me and our team. You are an incredible man and coach. It was a privilege to play for you. You are a true NFL legend and pioneer for all of the work you have done to make the league more diverse and inclusive. Smart, tough, and loyal are a few of the words to describe your style. I'll always remember the conversations we had when you recruited me 2 years ago, and all of the things we discussed came true, 100%. We all benefited from your leadership and guidance, and I'm so proud of everything we accomplished. You were a huge part of the decision to join the Bucs, and I'm forever grateful. I'm so happy you will spend the much-deserved time with your loving and supportive family that has given so much to our communities. Congratulations on an amazing coaching career, but more importantly, how you positively impacted me and everyone else in the game of football.
Love it.
That's from Tom Brady. So for everybody who all right, shut your face. This is time to celebrate the man. So it's time to do that.
100%. Love it. What do you think, Matt? I've been listening to you guys, but I was working. I got out to the car and it just hit me. I was coming out when I got the break and I saw Bucs Report was going live with it. I love it. I tell you what, I'll go ahead and take a moment here if you all don't mind to be a bit self-serving for our platform here.
Do it.
Just love the fact that not only to be a part of the Bucs Report and all of our community, all people that not only participate with our shows, but I mean down to all of our people that are just following us. And if you guys haven't already hit that follow button and make sure you stay live with this, because it not only is it great to be part of such a great platform and work with people like yourselves, Matt and Rick and Dave and everybody else and Andrew Faubert, but to get my breaking news, stuff like this when it hits, and I know we're going live because we've got that kind of content and we're bringing it out there, just great. And to be able to sit here and talk with you guys about it, it makes it a little bit easier because we all have feelings about it, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to share what we feel.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I'm laughing as I scroll through Twitter, all of the people who are like, "Oh, I saw this coming. I saw this coming." Oh, shut up. Just shut up. No, you did not. No, you did not. Okay? We all got caught off guard a little bit by this. Yeah, it's not like, oh my gosh, there was nothing, we had no idea. Look, honestly, the fact that he was not at the the owners meeting.
Yeah.
There was something going on. I said this to the owner of Bucs Report. I said this a couple of days ago. I said something's weird. Why is he not there? There's something weird. Why is he not there? And we kind of said, well, whatever. He's he's kind of old and does marches to the beat of his own drum. Do I think perhaps there were different approaches? Perhaps maybe somebody felt differently. Maybe whatever. Do I think maybe there was? I don't think there was anger and I don't think there was a battle behind the scenes. Okay, I do think Brady may have said, "Look, I really want to do these particular things," and Arians maybe felt differently, and maybe the Glazers had to make a choice. That's possible, but I don't think there was this battle going on.
Well, see,
there may have been different approaches.
That's going to be your negative. That's going to be your negative Nanny naysayer type of a take
Rick
on it.
Rick Florio is already he's in front of his keyboard making a mess.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, guys. I honestly, to be honest, as soon as Brady, because without Tom, when Tom steps away, early retires, if you will, a couple of months back, I'm thinking the last thing Bruce is going to do, because of not only the father figure and the leader that he is, but the outstanding head coach and coach he's been for so many years, so many organizations, and even going back, like I said, to Temple, West Virginia, the gamer that he was. I don't think he wanted to step away from this team with, Kyle Trask and or Blaine Gabbert or what the situation might have looked like. I think Todd Bowles was always going to be your next coach. I think we've all agreed, and it's not a knock on anyone that's on that staff. We just think that Todd Bowles was ready to take over this team and then have still a Byron Leftwich in it. But I think that if Bruce would have stepped away, Tom stays retired. If Kyle Trask doesn't come out of the gates running like I think we all think he has a good chance to do, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, Bruce Arians isn't there, and Tom Brady's not there, and the whole thing's going to kaput. Now it's a situation where Bruce is able to step into the front office, continue with that guidance, and then Kyle Trask has yet another year to continue to develop. I have never seen a first, second, third, any quarterbacks. Very, very few are the quarterbacks that have that success in the first year, especially if they're number one draft pick because they're going to a 2-14 team. But we didn't have that situation. We were able to get Kyle Trask in the second round, stand in the pocket, read the defense, got a howitzer for an arm, got another year to develop, and Bruce is able to step into the front office, and we're still able to get this 2022 on, and nobody's pointing fingers as to, oh, it's Kyle's fault, or, oh, Todd Bowles, he's doing like he did in New York with the Jets. Everything's fault. No, it's not. It's just this is what happens. Things happen. People retire. They step away. Free agents leave. Free agents come. It's just part of the process, and we love it all. And I love the fact that Bruce is able to do it on his terms.
And what do you think these people would have been saying if Bowles had gotten picked up by I don't know, Miami or some other team in the offseason and Leftwich had gotten the Jaguars, would we be all like, oh, what are we going to do now? I don't think it's going to be an issue. I think it's like I read Ian Rappaport's Twitter a minute ago about the fact that Arians stepping down and letting Bowles come in with this roster gives him a great opportunity to succeed, because he doesn't have to rebuild, he doesn't have to restructure, he doesn't have to coach a different way and teach people, the Bowles method. It's already there.
Yeah.
So it's the best way it could have happened, I think.
Okay, from the Glazers, when Bruce Arians arrived in Tampa Bay 3 years ago, he spoke about establishing a winning culture and adding another Super Bowl championship to our community. He delivered on both of those promises. And our family is deeply appreciative for all that he has accomplished during his time as our head coach. As impressive as his coaching accomplishments have been, his legacy will live on through the doors of opportunity that he's opened for minority coaches and women in football. We support Bruce's decision to transition from the sidelines and look forward to continuing to lean on his vast football knowledge and experience well into the future. On behalf of all Buccaneers fans, I would like to thank Bruce for all he has done for the franchise and community. That's from Joel Glazer. And amen to all of that.
And I was telling you guys, I was thinking about Coach Arians tonight, and it was about 6:37. We were getting hit hard there at UPS, and I'm sorting boxes. My mind's able to wander, and I realized that Bruce Arians is the best coach the Buccaneers have ever had in the history of this team, and I'll tell you why it took a minute to think about it, because we go back to what John McKay did. He took a franchise, expansion drafts and stuff back then. The Bucs got dealt a real bad hand. We had more injured guys than healthy. And in the third year, just 3 years in, of course, McKay was famous for saying he had a 5-year plan. And they asked him, why'd you have a 5-year plan? He said, because I have a 5-year contract. But, what he was able to do in 79, take that team from worst to first with, basically a bunch of upstarts. We were starting to develop our swagger, had Leroy Selman, one of the greatest of all time. But, in my head tonight, I was just thinking that Bruce Arians is the greatest quarterback or greatest coach that the Buccaneers have had. And he stays that way. And that's a great legacy. And it's going to take a minute before anyone can even touch that, because of the fact, like you said, Rick, and Glazer just said himself, turned the culture around, made him winning was expected, no longer.
I have some more news here. According to Adam Schefter, the Bucs are doing away with the remaining 2 years on Todd Bowles' defensive coordinator contract and are giving him a new 5-year head coaching contract.
Wow.
There you go. That's what championship organizations do.
There you go.
The only thing that would have rained on my 2022 parade would have had to listen to the entire world calling Todd Bowles the interim coach for the entire season.
Yeah.
And you put a guy on a clock like that. He's too not only is he too fantastic of a coach to even deserve that type of a moniker, but he earns this. And to answer your question, Matt, this is the way.
Oh, no, that's it. Put another quarter in.
I think that even if Byron Leftwich would have went to Jacksonville and Todd Bowles wouldn't have been here, it probably would have been Harold. Now, Harold Godwin wouldn't have got a 5-year contract, but he's an assistant coach for the reason, and that's because of the fact that he's also a phenomenal football mind, and I think he would have probably coached his team in 2022, and we'd have had to see what was going on after that.
Yep. Todd Bowles right now telling his wife, hey, baby, I got to go to work.
Got a paper to sign. A note from your mother.
No doubt.
I don't know if y'all recognize her, but she's Teresa Baxter just joined us from the Buck Wild show, My Sidekick. She wanted to come in, and it looks like she just pulled off the side of the road and jumped in and grabbed her phone. So,
good. Look who else is here.
And the dude.
The dude.
What you got to say, Teresa?
Well, I'm just I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked.
Yeah, that's fair.
Best timing in the world. I think this is the time to do it before the draft.
Yep.
I'm glad to hear that they're going to give him a head coach contract.
Yep.
Now they just need to keep promoting everybody on the defensive staff and bring in some people like myself. But personally, I'd love to see Richard Sherman come in and coach the cornerbacks and get some specialty people in there and knock
Well,
some heads together.
One thing this team is not short of is coaches.
True.
Yeah, that's definitely the case.
They you know what they did? They stole one of the best head coaching candidates for next year and locked him in. And that,
Yep.
they just
Well,
kept him in-house.
that's what I think about this being such a good move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just everybody's making the right move, except it's just a shocking way to get there. It's funny how the organization isn't pulling a Culverhouse, where
Right.
they could just
From
screw
Bruce
it up and talk
Arians.
about it.
A comment from Bruce Arians. I'd rather see Todd in a position to be successful and not have to take some bad job. I'm probably retiring next year anyway in February, so I control the narrative right now. Bruce
Which is
Arians
a
to the
shock.
LA Times on why he is retiring.
You know what? I like to hear that. I like that he wants to put him in the best possible position.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
a lot of people don't care once they leave. They don't care.
Yep.
They go for that little HC on the side of the name and put that on the resume. Then it could be
All right. Y'all want to hear this is a quote from Arians.
Okay.
This is from Bruce Arians. Succession has always been huge for me. With the organization in probably the best shape it's been in its history, with Tom Brady coming back, I'd rather see Todd in position to be successful and not have to take some crappy job. I'm probably retiring next year anyway in February, so I control the narrative right now. I don't control it next February because if Brady gets hurt, we go 10-7, and it's an open interview for the job. I got 31 coaches and their families that depend on me. My wife is big on not letting all of those families down.
Oh, nice.
That's class. That's just a class statement.
Yep.
All the way around. That's amazing.
Yep.
That just shows you that he has a heart. He's not some corporate monster like I dare say it, Bill Belichick would never put anything like that on print or get in front of a camera and say that. It's just not his personality.
Yeah, he'd probably go, well, that's football.
Yep, it's part of the game. Everybody's got a time.
Yeah.
That's Tom Brady.
So wow. So that I guess is at least the that is at least the official reason why. That's the official reason that they are all giving. That everybody. That's the story we're all gonna hear.
Wow.
That's
but at least they're all together.
Exactly. Exactly. According to Greg Auman, Twitter at Greg Auman. My understanding is that the Bucs had checked with the league to make sure they were in compliance with the Rooney Rule in directly promoting Todd Bowles without an interview process, and that they were, given the timing of today's move, much later than the normal hiring cycle. So, that is according to Greg Auman. And by the way, y'all need to be hopping over when you can to bucsreport.com when you can, because the articles are flying.
Bet they are.
Yeah, there's all kinds of info coming out for you guys.
Must be why we lost the dude.
Yeah, that is why. Actually,
twice he stuck his head in the door.
He did tell me that. The Bucs quarterback Tom Brady was informed Bruce Arians planned to step down and Todd Bowles would succeed him as head coach, either the same day or a day after the quarterback announced that he was ending his retirement. The Tampa Bay Times has learned the team insists it was not related to Brady's decision.
Oh, no. I didn't think that.
So,
but there's an awful lot of
that's
people.
from Rick Stroud. Again, guys, apparently Tom Brady has known since he said he was coming back that Arians was stepping down. Yeah.
And he kept it quiet. Good for him.
That's Tom Brady.
What a shock. There's a guy who, and the thing is this, for everybody wanting to talk about them like they are, for lack of a better way to put it, look, I know one guy said, oh, Brady's retiring because of Arians. That was Rich Orenberger. And now people are going to say Arians retired because of Brady. It's going to happen. Look, these guys have an entire career, decades in this game. They're not trading retirements over something like this.
The man is 69. Cut him some slack. He wants to relax.
He's going to be 70 by the middle of next year.
Well, and I think what happened is he probably saw, okay, look, the end of the road is coming.
Yeah.
What is the best time for me to do this? Now I think is the best time. And to be honest with you guys, and here's the thing. I made the comment to you. I made the comment. I was kind of looking forward to the Bucs without Brady a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There was a part of me that was like, okay, now we can all go back to being Bucs fans, and the circus is kind of leaving town, and now we're just back to Bucs fans. Maybe Arians is like, you know what? I'd rather just sit and have some drinks. That might be the case, but he might be looking at it, going, look at with what happened with AB. With Tom Brady retired. No, I'm not retired. With all the crap that's going on, who's coming back, who's not coming back, what about this, what about that? He might have said, why don't I just go now? It's just easier to go now. That might be the case. By the way, I got hammered by messages for people. I was just checking the messages, and a bunch of people are saying, is AB going to come back now? No, I don't think that's ever going to happen, folks.
Yeah, we would never let him do that.
Right. He not only let us down as fans, he let the team down. You don't let your teammates down.
Right.
He couldn't walk in that lobby right now.
No.
Yeah, agreed. So, I don't know. To Corn King Brown, who said Lori Locust, Bucs' new defensive coordinator, with a question mark. No, we don't know who the next coordinator is, and they'll handle it. I mean, obviously, that's going to have to come. That's information that's going to come relatively quickly, and I'm sure it's already done. But phone calls have to be made. But they got to button up all the details of this whole thing. Get Bowles, go ahead and get him signed in. Let him make the phone call to ask once he's officially head coach, contracts are signed, etc. Then let him make the phone call to whoever he wants to, have become defensive coordinator. Guys, this is fluid. There's a lot changing, a lot going on. The team obviously was ready for this. All right, this is coordinated. Don't think that Tom Brady just sat down and hammered out that message. Don't think that the team just sat down and hammered out that message. Don't think that BA hammered out that message on the fly, that when they all woke up this morning, they all thought BA was going to go to sleep tonight as the head coach. No, this has been in the works, okay?
Well, I think he's going to take his time over the next, 10 months, and really impart his knowledge for them to take or leave, whatever they wish to do with it. But to really, he's had an outstanding career. Bring that knowledge to these people and let them run with it.
Well, I don't know how much he's going to really be involved. I think he's one of those. It's one of those title things. I think he's moving back to Georgia. He's going to be living there. I forgot the name of the area he lives in Georgia. I already forgot the name of it.
Oh, give me the address.
Plantation. And
give me the address.
Reynolds Plantation. He lives in Reynolds Plantation. So he is probably going to sit back on on his whatever the Georgia name is for a lanai, and sit back,
front porch, baby.
watching golfers on the play golf probably in his backyard. Get out, golf a little bit, chill out and relax. And if somebody calls him up and says, the Bucs will cut him a check here and there, and he'll if they'll be able to make phone calls to him. Look, guys, is it possible that there was friction between that Brady said, look, guys, I'll come back, but I don't, I want this and this and this and this kind of control. That's possible, guys. That is possible. And BA might have said, you know what? That's fine. Why don't I go
Mhm.
ahead and I'm going to be gone in a year anyway. Why don't I go ahead and cut loose now? Just because there were differences of opinion does not mean there was a battle.
Right.
And that's one thing people might not understand.
They don't want
Right.
May
to.
have been Brady just coming in and saying, look, guys, I'll come back, but I want this, 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 and this. And BA might have said at that point, yeah, you know, it'd be wrong of me to tell you to say no to Tom Brady. That makes no sense.
Hello.
So, can you hear me?
No, I hear you fine. Teresa just crashed.
Okay, but yeah, but
I agree. I agree with that. Everything's not a battle.
Yeah.
You know, it just could be he's looking at what's best for the team. Get in there, get it done, and let it go on.
Yeah, sometimes it's just sometimes maybe there's, hey, we got, there's some changes, some little things, there's, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
exactly. Okay, well, love you guys. Talk to you later.
Take care, Teresa.
See you Saturday,
you.
Matt.
Yeah, man, we'll be there.
All right, bye, guys.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
I got one more guy that's been sitting here in the lobby forever.
Bring him on.
It's Alec from Virginia. He's probably forgotten what he wanted to talk about. We'll bring him up and see what's going on. Hey, man, what's happening?
Hey, Alec.
What's up, Rick?
Hey, buddy.
I just want to say I completely agree with what Rick says, because I go by the analogy of it could be worse. We could be in a way different situation.
Yeah.
I actually I always preach like health and mental health over everything. And that's probably what Bruce Arians thought of. He's like, I got to think of down the path. He'd rather set up somebody else in the success because he has Todd Bowles there. He was looking for a head coaching position. He set up him for success. He's like, you know what? Let me just step down and hand him the reins so he can take over and get that head coaching spot that he always deserved to have. So it's always a win-win because you still have a ownership and leadership in the organization that can actually organize this into a winning culture the way Bruce Arians had it as, and he brought that winning culture to Tampa, which is shocking, despite the bad season we had before that.
Absolutely. Now I have something from Mike Garofalo. You guys want me to read this? This is what BA sent out to the players.
Go ahead.
Just before he retired. Or before it was announced. Men, first, I want to apologize that I'm having to send this note out in a mass text, but there really isn't another option this time of the year. I wanted to let you all know before it becomes news in the next few minutes that I've made the decision to transition from coaching into a role in the front office, helping Jason and his staff. Todd is going to be named the new head coach, and I know he's going to do a great job continuing to build upon the success that we have experienced together these past few seasons. I wanted to take a minute to thank all of you for your hard work and dedication to this team. It's been a hell of a ride coaching you guys these past 3 seasons. Winning the Super Bowl a couple of seasons back was the last thing I had hoped to accomplish, the last real thing I'd hoped to accomplish as a head coach. This was a special season, and any of you that were here for that know just how much sacrifice and self-discipline it took to accomplish that goal. We couldn't have had this great success without each of you sacrificing and buying in to what we were trying to do here. With Tom coming back, the guys we've been able to retain, and the new free agents we've added, I know that this team is built for continued success. That's why I know that now is the time. I want Todd and the rest of your coaches to have a chance to succeed, and I know they will. Now, before you start thinking this is goodbye, it isn't. I'll still be around the offices and available to cuss you out when you screw things up on the practice field. I look forward to connecting with many of you in person when the off-season program starts to heat up.
That's funny.
Yep.
I'll still be here to cuss you out.
Yep.
That's kind of a John McKay kind of thing to say, isn't it? Just,
Yeah. So now
I'm
we've
not
gotten
going
statements.
anywhere.
We've been able to read statements by Brady, by the Bucs, and by Arians. I mean, really, the only person we haven't heard from is Todd Bowles, and he's probably busy.
Well, the Bucs put out a blip. I don't know if it's from Todd Bowles or not, but it just says the new head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it's got his picture.
Yeah.
And then it said, "Let's get to work, Coach Bowles."
Yep.
I don't know if that's Coach Bowles saying that or if it's like the team saying that to the coach.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to quote you as saying, "Let's get to work," okay?
Yeah,
But,
that's a terrible
thanks for a
thing.
good graphic.
That won't get any clicks, will it?
Yeah. Yeah, but wow. I mean, it's what an awesome wow.
It's, I tell you what are we going to do for the next headline this offseason?
Yeah, goodness. I mean, people retiring, unretiring. I mean, it whenever you relax and start minding your own business, you have no idea. In 5 minutes, you may have to find your way on the air. Like, I mean, this has been this is the wrong month for me, guys. I'm busy.
Isn't it funny though that before the offseason, when you signed off for a period of time there with Bucs AF, said you'd be back if it got busy, but it's pretty slow in the offseason was your quote, something like that. Not much happens this time of year till the draft. Wow.
Yeah.
We got it all wrong this year, didn't we? That's just crazy.
So Bruce
yeah,
Arians'
anything else,
Bruce Arians' official title with the Bucs is now senior football consultant.
So he's a senior and he's a football consultant. That's a true form, kind of a assigned name, but he's going to be 70 by the end of the season. That's just incredible.
Well, I think the most interesting part of this is that Bucs quarterback Tom Brady was informed that Bruce Arians planned to step down and Todd Bowles would succeed him as head coach either the same day or a day after the quarterback announced his retirement, that he was announced that he was coming back. So whether those two things are connected or not, who knows? Jake Arians,
there's an article going around now, or maybe it's just Rick Stroud, but he says the Tampa Bay Times has learned the team insists it is not related to Brady's decision one way or the other.
Yep.
So if that's what the Tampa Bay Times says, I guess we can take that to the bank.
And Jake Arians, Bruce's son, said, "Thank you for all of the This is good. This is a very good quote. I really like this tweet. Jake Arians said, "Thank you for all of the well wishes. And for those asking about his health, read the statement. The man got to go out exactly like he wanted. It's perfect. Hard to say it better than that."
And you've got USA Today here's sensationalizing everything. They're talking Bruce Arians stunningly steps down as Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach.
Let me tell you, you were stunned when I told you.
Yeah. I don't usually get that affected by things that I hear. I wrote it down.
Yeah.
I didn't know what you were saying at first.
Right.
But yeah, you definitely got my attention. That was a stopper. That really was. No whammy. Alec, do you have anything else you want to add? No? We're going to cut you loose for now. We'll see you Saturday on the Buck Wild Show, or you with Johnny Dean or something between now and then. How would that be?
That'd be good. I can do that.
Thanks for joining in tonight. I appreciate you stopping over.
You guys, by the way, do you want to hear before you go, Alec?
Ooh.
Alec?
Yeah, I'm here.
What would you guess, without looking, what would you guess is Bruce Arians' record with the Bucs?
Now I gotta think on a Wednesday night.
Right. No, that's all right. It's 31-18 in three
That's
seasons.
terrible.
31-18. Thank you, BA.
He's consistent. You gave the career stats earlier, and I bet if you did the averages, it's pretty close to the same, which is 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
enough to get you in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So anyway, thanks, Alec.
No
have a
problem.
good
Rick.
night, Alec. We'll talk to you later.
You too, Matt.
Have you caught your breath yet?
Wow. Wow.
Here's Corey Brown, the king of the trolls, and he's saying that the Bucs defensive coordinator Brian Flores was Pittsburgh Steelers. Brian Flores was the defensive coordinator with Cardinals, and one time with Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles. The thing that about that I just don't think we need to be naming names yet, because I don't see why we need one.
Brian Flores is not going to be the next coordinator. Stop it.
Well, you got to know Corey's history, man. He comes up with some zingers. You got to take it with a grain of salt, but sometimes he's close to right. Sometimes.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen. You know what? The moment I say it's not going to happen, something happens. So
Something happens. Jim Melvin's wit is on display tonight with this one. The latest reporting is that Brady demanded to be older than any of his coaches. That's a great one.
Yeah, I mean it's wow. Who knew this was coming when I was, minding my own business, finishing another day of work, finishing whatever, and then all of a sudden, did you hear the news? Huh? What news?
Yeah, it definitely came out of left field. It wasn't something I was planning on. I'm going to be interested to see what's on the late Sports Center and stuff like that. See how they paint this up.
Yeah,
and maybe Skip Bayless tomorrow morning would be interesting too. And with his
he's already tweeted that. Skip Bayless tweeted Bruce Arians being kicked upstairs. Tom Brady wins again.
Really?
Yeah.
He hates us. You know that, right? He hates the Buccaneers.
Whatever. We know he's a Cowboys fan, but whatever. Listen,
wow.
There's a lot of, say what you want. The dude is 31-18. Thank you for being the Buccaneers head coach.
It took us three coaches to get that many before.
If it came down to a power struggle of some sort, I don't believe it was a massive battle. I don't believe there was a huge battle. I think maybe there was hey, let's just agree to disagree, and this is probably the best way to move forward. There may have been that.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't seem like there was that kind of it seems like everybody handled this with some class and dignity. And the people who don't want it that way, the people, we're seeing on Twitter, are the people in chat who are making comments, a couple of the guys. Look, stop it. Okay? Stop it. Arians maybe Arians saw the writing on the wall. There's disagreements with Brady. Brady's going to win. Why don't I just step away? That might have been the case. Who knows? But it was still done with class and dignity. And
exactly.
Even if you realize, hey, I'm not going to win this one, and you step away, okay. Listen, for all we know, Bruce Arians may end up coaching somewhere else next year.
No.
Okay?
No.
We don't know. Okay?
Come on, man.
He retired for a year from the Cardinals and then said, you know what, I want to coach again.
But that was also 5 years ago. He's
it was 3 years ago.
He didn't like the travel aspect of of being the broadcaster. That didn't appeal to him.
Right. That was right. We'll see what's going to happen.
The worst travel period for a person in that league is going to be either with the team as a head coach, or as a broadcaster, as a play-by-play guy. You got to cram for 3 days to learn everybody's damn name and everything else that goes with it, just to say it for 2.5 hours and then forget it and start over. I could see how that would get to be not so much fun.
Right.
I don't care how much you make for it. Being a coach is different because you get the sideline adrenaline, you get all of the up and down of the wins, the losses, the almosts, and all that stuff. And nothing's more pleasurable than letting it all out on a referee like Ed Hockley or something for every aggravation you've had for the whole game. You just blow up on them at once. And you can
Right.
do that because you're the head coach.
Right.
But I don't know. He's got to have, I'm going to say, and this has not, I have no way of knowing, but I think it's a health related situation based on his age and his health history. And
I don't think anything yet. I think it's wide open what it is. Do I think there might have been disagreements? Maybe, but it was not a battle. And that's what people need to recognize or realize. You know, it was not a battle. So I don't know. But
our viewership is hanging around at the same number. So people aren't hanging up on us, but they're not coming in as well either. So if you guys want us to stay on the air, you need to, churn up a few comments so we know that there's life in the room, because we can only say so much. We're only so smart.
well, unlike you, Matt, I never shut up. So that's not a challenge for me.
I have a problem with saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, put the link back in there if anybody else wants to come in. Just give them one more shot, and we'll give it one more shot. Then we'll, who knows? We can call it a night. We did this. We covered it. But guys,
well, I remember a big announcement happened on the night when Ray Kennedy called it a night, and so you never know what's going to happen.
Well, what else? Seriously, you think there's a bigger announcement coming tonight?
No. Unless Jason Light retired, and Bruce Arians going to take his place.
Yeah. Well, we already have in Tom Brady. AB said Tom Brady was is the real GM. So,
oh God.
But guys, if you do want, and Matt just put the link there in the chat. So if you want to come on, ask any questions, follow that link. And
you don't have to show your face. You can just pick an emoji or whatever that pops up on the screen.
Like I've got. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the real Rick Hughes. But behind all that, there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on. You don't have any idea.
You just have no idea.
He's probably got the nutty producer or the angry producer back there close by, too, making sure.
Actually, I walked in the door. The angry producer is about 3 feet from me. But anyway. I mean, Matt, I think we covered this. I think it's good.
I agree. And I think tomorrow like I said, we'll glean more information. It's going to be fun to watch the morning shows. It's going to be fun to watch the talking head shows. It'll be a contrast between Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp versus I want to hear what Coherd has to say. Colin Coherd.
Well, I want to hear Bowles. I want to hear. I want to hear what the Glazers say. I want to hear what Jason likes.
That's all. They're going to do a mid-morning press conference. It'll probably start just before lunch.
Yeah,
so they can get it on the news for the lunch crush at the bar, and everything will be the thing.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But guys, I mean,
there's Corey Brown again with another suggestion.
Yeah,
one Barber. But here's the other. Richard Sherman.
Oh, Lord.
I don't think
we're just throwing names out. Let's, I mean, SpongeBob. I mean, we're getting ridiculous. All right. Have a great night, Matt.
You too, Rick. Everybody out there in Buccaneer land, we're going to sign off now. Stay on Bucs Report this week. You got Johnny Dean and Alex Loosman, I think, are on Thursday night. So they'll be talking about this, I'm sure. My show will be Saturday. Unless something breaks again, Rick's not going to be around until Tuesday of next week, I think. I may be wrong.
Rick doesn't even know which end is up at this point.
But there's plenty of us around to keep up on the news of the day. And
keep your eyes on those articles breaking on bucsreport.com.
Absolutely. Bucsreport.com or the Facebook page. Either one, you'll get connected to the news as soon as it pops.
Twitter, everywhere else, yeah.
Yeah. So y'all have a good night. Rick, I'm going to hit the end broadcast button here. From here,
have a good night, Matt.
The fans, peace.